If I could rewind the clock 12 years ago back to when I first started out with filmmaking on this tiny Canon 550D, honestly a camera that looks like it's out of a cereal box, there are a couple of things that I would tell myself, things that would make me successful a lot quicker in my career, and it's those things that I'm going to be sharing with you today. No fluff in this episode, no gear flexing, no product placement, just straight to the point, real value. There's a lot to get through, so let's go. I thought that gear would make me instantly a better filmmaker. Bigger camera, better results, right? Wrong. After only a couple of months of starting my filmmaking journey, I got an opportunity to film on a proper cinema camera, a red camera. I thought, great, the footage is gonna look amazing. Instant cinema. How I was wrong. The footage looked terrible. It looked so shit. And it wasn't because of the camera, it was because of me. I learned a huge lesson in humility here. I hadn't earned the mileage to film on a cinema camera properly yet. You wouldn't take a student pilot flying in their toy Cessna after a couple of months and then throw them into a commercial airliner like a Boeing 747 and expect the results to be great, because the results probably won't be so. I know that's a pretty extreme example, but I'm just trying to get my point across here. Gear won't save you, but skill and knowledge will. Back when I started out, I was obsessed with gear, but I quickly realized that knowledge would take me even further. I remember sitting for hours on end watching YouTube with my notepad, taking notes like I was in film school. And once I started making my first bits of profit, I reinvested it back into the business, back into myself with an in-depth color grading course. So learn before you buy. Gear without knowledge is like having a Ferrari without a driver's license. Say yes before you're ready. There was a music video that I did very early on in my career that I said yes to without feeling ready for it. I was anxious, I was nervous, I was frightened. I didn't sleep 2-3 nights before the actual shoot happened. But I said yes to the opportunity. I filmed it scared. And because I said yes, it ended up being the opportunity that launched everything for me. The truth is, you'll never feel ready. Just say yes. You'll figure it out and you'll be fine. In the beginning, I obsessed over camera settings, lighting setups, composition. Everything was fine technically, but something always felt a little bit off. And that's when I realized that it wasn't the setup, but it was the performance. It was what was happening in front of the lens. And it all boiled down to me. I wasn't being a good director. I wasn't directing the performance. My visuals lacked that human element, that connection. So the lesson here is great setups are great, but if the performance in front of the lens is flat, then the visuals are going to plummet as well. I used to move the camera in every single shot, just for the sake of it. I thought that movement automatically meant edgy, cool, cinematic, but I was very, very wrong. One day, my girlfriend, now wife, came to me and she said, listen, your videos are all over the place to the point where it's making me dizzy. That feedback really hit me hard. And it was from that point that I started to become more intentional with my camera movement. I started to think about, what is the purpose of this movement? Every slide, every push-in, every handheld movement, is it helping me tell the story? Because if it didn't, I wouldn't do it. Don't move the camera unless it adds to the story. Match your movement to the emotion that you want to portray to your viewer. I used to be terrified of failing. Every blown out shot, every missed focus terrified me. Every failure felt massive to me, but each one taught me a lesson. And it's then that I slowly started to learn to not only accept criticism, but to use it to my advantage. Just remember this, that failure is feedback. Even though it's hard, take the criticism, eat it up, learn from it, and try to not make those same mistakes again. I used to film and edit the video and then just slap on a creative LUT right at the end of the process, look at it and say, well, this looks cool, edgy, cinematic. But the truth is it wasn't. I look back on those visuals today and I can see that they are rushed, that I didn't give it the time and effort that it deserved. Color grading in itself is its own art, and you need to give it the time it deserves. Don't just slap on a LUT and call it a day. Success doesn't go from the bottom straight to the top, like to the moon in a straight line. It just doesn't happen that way. It goes in waves. There are times where I had back-to-back shoots. I was stacked up, super busy. And then there were other times where there were crickets, literal crickets. It was so quiet. As an entrepreneur, you need to find comfort in the fact that most entrepreneurs go through this wave towards success and it's not linear. You just need to learn to ride that wave and to not panic in the slow seasons. You just need to stick with it and push through. It is going to get better. Right in the beginning, I undercharged so much. Listen, it's fine to undercharge and to do free work if you're building that portfolio, but when you get to a position where you've put in the time and the effort, you've increased your skill and your knowledge, you've got great gear, and you know deep down you deserve to charge for your work, then do it and don't undersell yourself. I was really scared to charge what I was worth back in the day once I had really honed in on my skill and I had gotten great gear. But over time, I realized that underselling myself was just assisting me in burning myself out, which is just not a great idea. It ends up leaving you sad and depressed, and it doesn't help you grow. So the lesson here is, if you know deep down inside that you've put in the time and effort and you're worth it, respect your craft and charge accordingly. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm not the best filmmaker technically, or best cinematographer or music video director, and I know that, and that's okay with me. But I realized pretty early on that your product isn't just the visual, but it's you. You are a part of the product. You go part and parcel with the product. Remember, people hire people. So let your energy, let your vibe, let your style speak to the work that you produce. It's an experience. The visuals that you produce go hand in hand with you. Share your behind the scenes. Some of my most engaged posts that I do on my social media profiles are when I show behind the scenes clips. People love seeing the process. It builds connection and trust with them. This is a very simple one. Capture your behind the scenes, whether it's pictures or videos. Videos are probably better, but put that content together and share it with your audience. Show them how the magic is made. Be bold with your outreach. Once I had learnt the skills of filmmaking relatively and I had decent gear, I just expected work to come to me. I thought it was just going to fall into my lap. And that is just not the way it works. You have to be bold and you have to create opportunities for yourself. The game changed for me when I started reaching out to people, DMing them, voice noting them, picking up the phone and calling people, being bold, but also being very clear and obvious about what it is that I wanted to offer them. So don't wait for the phone to ring. You make the call. So those are the lessons I would have told myself 12 years ago when I first started out in filmmaking. If you found value in this video, please engage with this video. The algorithm of YouTube really likes it when you guys take the time to just drop me a comment or hit a like or subscribe. I appreciate you guys. If you didn't enjoy this video, it's cool. You can just bounce. Until next time, cheers.